Judge Aileen Cannon indicated on Wednesday that she is perhaps going to delay the start of that document's trial, pointing to the fact that he's got so many other criminal cases coming at him. How could he have time to do this one? We all know that Aileen Cannon is a Trump-appointed judge, is a judge favorable to the former president. U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon appeared ready to side with Trump's attorneys in their request to postpone the trial, saying she, quote, has a hard time seeing how realistically this current schedule would work, even as prosecutors pushed her to keep the schedule start date. She also pointed to the 1.3 million pages of evidence that prosecutors in the Mar-a-Lago case have provided to the defense, along with thousands of hours of security video shot at Trump's resort. She questioned whether Trump's lawyers would have adequate time to review the evidence in the next 6 months. I'm not quite seeing a level of understanding on your part to these realities, Cannon told prosecutor Jay Bratt, a member of Jack Smith's team, which is, I don't know, sounds incredibly biased to me. It doesn't sound like she's being a very honest arbiter of the law, but hey, what do I know? Bratt, the prosecutor told Cannon that Trump's attorneys from the beginning have pushed to delay the trial until after November 2024 and the election, when he hopes to win back the White House from President Joe Biden. And I'm sure there'll still be an ongoing trial after that. He says that because of the defense motions to delay the Washington trial and dismiss those charges, there's a chance that trial will be postponed. He told Cannon that she, quote, should not let the DC trial drive the schedule here. Bratt also outlined how his team is helping the defense. Like, hey, let me just, y'all remember, I mean, not to be super Giuliani about it, but like the scene in My Cousin Vinny where like is it My Cousin Vinny? Where like the prosecution helps the defense a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, you can have access to all the evidence and information that I have. What is it called? Exposition? Discovery. God damn it, I was so close. He said his team has provided Trump's lawyers with a directory to the Mar-a-Lago documents to assist their preparation and advise them on the portions of the security video they plan to play at the trial. Footage that prosecutors have said shows boxes being moved in and out of the storage room at the property in an effort to conceal them from investigators. In other words, just direct you to the relevant stuff. You don't have to watch thousands of hours of Mar-a-Lago footage, although someone should, and I really want like the sizzle of those hours. But Ray, what do you make of this? I mean, this is arguably one of the most egregious cases just because it was such a dumb move. But yeah, I'm not sure it's the one anyone cares the most about.
Which is interesting because I think it's the one that will be the most cut and dry guilty verdict. I mean, the evidence is clear. There's no argument to make opposing the charges.
Right.
The arguments that they have sort of tried to play out so far in the media have been completely bogus. And so I can see why a Trump-appointed judge would want to delay this till after the election, once Trump can just pardon himself. And I'll say I saw a lot of people in the chat saying the judge needs to recuse herself, to which I just say, that's never going to happen. Not in a million years. We have judges not recusing themselves when they have financial ties to defendants all across this country. That happens.
They're sitting on the Supreme Court.
Exactly. The highest court in the land. It doesn't matter there. And they don't have, they don't have any ethics rules as opposed to lower courts. Lower courts that do have ethics rules imposed violate them flagrantly, and there is no accountability for that. And it happens every day in this country. It's despicable. I mean, we've had private prosecutions that included jail time funded by Chevron. I mean, this is the legal system in this country is despicable. Just because I mentioned that, I'll say I've been getting a lot of Twitter ads from Chevron, funded Chevron ads, casting Donziger. What is
Donziger?
Yeah, as a criminal. So just the state of what's allowed in this country. But yeah, this judge is not going to recuse herself. But I think at the end of the day, this trial should not be postponed until after the election, because then Trump's again just going to be in a position, if he wins, to pardon himself. So, and I think that's what she's hoping for.
I mean, what's interesting about this, and I wish we had more access to the information. The reason I think it is so important is not that he kept the documents, right? It's what he did with them. It's what kinds of documents he kept. I think this is, everyone is, including MAGA, I think they know it was wrong. Republicans, I think, know it was stupid, but they're like, whatever, he wanted to keep them. He's the president, that's fine. Everybody keeps stuff, even though they don't. And specifically what he took, the kinds of information around the Department of Defense, the kinds of information about which countries around the world have nuclear weapons, the kinds of information that seem to, that he's been peddling around Mar-a-Lago perpetually, right? Leading to like the purchase of submarines from the Australian government, right? Like, this is not without impact. And so for sure, like, everything else is, all these other trials are like the financial crimes, the January 6th insurrection, the election, attempt to overturn the election in Georgia. This is all things that happened in the past. The document scandal are arguably things that, sort of are foreshadowing more of what this person could do if he were still in power, or if he weren't in some way restricted from sharing the kinds of information that he has, right? Or I don't know what kind of photos, like this is kind of an ongoing crime, if you will. So arguably the most important, even though it seems like everyone's like, whatever, who wouldn't want to keep a keepsake?
Tactical invasion plans of Iran, a little memento from my time
exactly.
in the White House.
Exactly, right. Oh my God, which he's just peddling.
Showing to everybody, anybody who will look.
I'm not gonna say which country. It starts with I, and it ends with not walk, but ran.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.